then guess what? They go do it. What you do? What I tell you, don't do that. You tripping, right? You do it every day in your own household with your children. You do it all there, but when it's time for the Most High to do it, everybody say he's harsh. Oh, he's so harsh now. What kind of God do you serve? A real?
He owns a lake of fire.
Yeah, he owns a lake of fire. Yeah, he owns a lake. What's up, Hebrew?
Deuteronomy 85 says, just as a man chastens his father, so will the Lord chastens you.
Yeah. And Hebrews, the book of Hebrews as well, they talk about that.
But the answer, you all, if we just drop down to verse 33.
Come on,
the answer is, but seek ye first the kingdom of God and his righteousness.
And his righteousness. They never say that part.
Never.
Seek ye the kingdom of the Lord, and all things will be added. And his righteousness.
Right.
Come on.
Because those things will be added. He's telling you the easiest thing to do. You do me, I got you.
I got you. Don't even worry about
it. So you got anything in your problems or anything going on in your life, you know why you got them? Because you out of order. You out of order. You do him. Sit down, do him. And watch all this other stuff. We make mistakes. We mess up. We sin. He don't. He tells you the easiest thing. Do me. I got you.
I got you.
And he got you in more ways than you could ever imagine, because when you realize how stuff fall off of you, when you get that Kevlar spirit around you, that stuff is falling off of you, you just look at it and hit the ground and be like, I didn't even see that coming. Because you're still on that path.
All right.
That's the easiest thing to do. He said, just do me.
Hey, they don't read the definition of righteousness.
You said what, bro?
The definition of righteousness.
Can you read it now?
We can go into Psalms 9 and get what righteousness is.
No, I want to take you off.
You ain't taking nobody off. That's something, if you thinking it, somebody else thinking it too. What is his righteousness?
We being many on one body, man. Go ahead.
Right.
Go ahead, bro. No. Just, like you said, and his righteousness and all things shall be added. Just a definition. Don't read it. No,
he don't have it. We're going to go there. Psalms 119 is the biblical definition of righteousness. And also Isaiah 51. Was you done with that? You done with that?
All right, yeah. 1 John 5 now, right?
Yeah, but let's ask him about his righteousness first. Okay. First, Psalms 119. Where we go? Psalms 119, verse 142 through 151. Get the definition according to the Bible, what is righteousness. Seek ye the kingdom of the Lord and his righteousness. We need to know what that is. What? Yeah, Psalms 119. Yeah. Psalms 119, verse 142 to 152. 10 verses.
You got that, bro?
Brother Dre Day say, what's righteous?
Good thing.
What's righteousness? Psalms 119, verse 142
Done away with.
to 152.
What's done away with?
Y'all write these things down. And then the Lord said, you heaven and earth gonna pass away, but my righteousness will never vanish.
Yeah.
So I don't, you need to be watching people tell you ain't gotta keep the commandments of God. You need to really be looking at them with a jaundiced eye, like I don't know about him.
And flee from him.
Jaundiced.
Shake him up, wake him up, man. You sleeping.
Isaiah 51, 6 through 7.
They got you.
That one too. Psalms 119, you got that? You got it. Got Psalms 119?
Yeah.
Isaiah 51.
Everybody there? Psalms 119, verse 142.
Now notice that we showing you with the Bible what certain terms mean, like what sin was. We opened it up with sin. The brother asked, what's the definition of righteousness, right? Well, let's go see. Let's go see. You feel me? Not for you to get mad at brothers because you know where to go and find them. Trip off what the Lord saying, right? That's in there. Regardless if we found it or not, it's in there.
God's definition and not out of the dictionary.
Right. Come on, bro.
Thy righteousness is an everlasting righteousness.
So his righteousness lasts forever. Okay.
And thy law is the truth.
And your what?
Thy law is the truth.
The law of God is the truth. This is the truth, brother. Not some rapper out of Atlanta calling himself the truth. This is the truth. Right? Because if we hold ourselves to our own definitions, your truth could be Lil Boots. His truth, the whole crowd, earth, wind, and fire. That was the truth. Right? But what is the truth according to the Bible? His law is truth. Alright? Come on, where's Christmas?
Yeah, that's what I just said. Trouble and anguish have taken hold upon me, yet thy commandments are my delights.
Your commandment, this is David, a man after the Lord's own heart. Notice he said, I delight the commandments of God. I delight in them. Come on, bro.
The righteousness of thy testimonies is everlasting. Give me understanding, and I shall live.
Give me understanding, Lord, and I shall live. Notice what he was asking for. Most y'all ask for a Bentley or something, some type of car. Some men of the Lord was asking for understanding. Give me some spiritual wisdom so I know how to apply it out here. Yeah. Now, Lord, let me get them Powerball numbers in there. You know what I'm saying? These men were asking for understanding. Give me understanding so I can live. Come on, bro.
145. I cried with my whole heart. Hear me, O Lord. I will keep thy statutes. I cried unto thee. Save me, and I shall keep thy testimonies. I prevented the drawing of the morning, the dawning of the morning, and cried, I hope in thy word.
I hope in thy word. Come on.
Mine eyes prevent the night watches. I can't see them. That I might meditate in thy word.
He said he was up before the sun came up. You feel me? And before it went down. He was serving the Most High, asking the Most High for understanding. Come on, bro.
Hear my voice according unto thy loving kindness, O Lord. Quicken me according to thy judgment.
Beautiful.
They draw nigh that follow after mischief. They are far from thy law.
They are far from thy law. Those that are far from the law of God are mischievous. They're into mischief. Come on, bro.
Thou art near, O Lord, and all thy commandments are true.
All thy commandments are the truth. Come on, brother.
Concerning thy testimonies, I have known of old that thou hast founded them forever.
Verse 142 said, thy righteousness is an everlasting righteousness. Thy law is the truth. Seek ye the kingdom of the Lord and his righteousness. Right? Second witness, though. Never let nobody read you one. Second witness, Isaiah 51, 6 through 7. It's about what the prophet Isaiah said.
And that whole Psalms 119 that's broken up, each section talks about his commandments, statutes, judgments, and laws in each one. So he's covered the whole basis with it of what he gave us. Each one of them he speaks on.
Let's get this.
Isaiah chapter 51, verse 6.
What is the righteousness of God?
Everybody there? Some pages flipping. Isaiah chapter 51, verse 6.
Share.
And just know something, y'all, like, people will be like, well, Jehovah's Witnesses don't keep those days, and Muslims don't celebrate that either. But if you look at it from a spiritual aspect, they believe that Christ came back in a certain time, and they believe in Michael and all of them. That's Jehovah's Witnesses. Muslim, they believe in Muhammad. You know what I'm saying? So you still have to be able to separate what's true and what's not true. You know what I'm saying? We ain't pushing propaganda down here. It's just truth. We just standing here telling the truth. That's all.
Right. I ask yourself why you offended at the truth.
Yeah, why do you hate so much, Mally?
I don't hate it. It's just the truth.
It's just the truth.
You confuse us telling people what they supposed to be doing with hate.
Right.
You ain't heard nobody saying, not be head, cussing people out, throwing them down the street. You hear all that? If you going to hell. You know, but hey, we will stand up and speak this word with authority. That's not going to be chumps and just whispering to me and don't nobody know what's going on. It don't work like that.
And the reason why I said that is because a lot of people say, well, these people don't do that. Are they following the commandments of the Lord?
No, they're not.
Not in spirit and truth. Right. Spirit and truth. Yeah.
Verse 6. I want to tell you, okay, we don't eat, like what are you talking about, like with the Muslims? They'll say, okay, well, we don't eat pork. But they eat crab and lobster.
Right.
So it's like, that's still forbidden too. So what are you saying?
Right.
Then you would belittle the Messiah as if he could be Farrakhan or something. No, you don't believe in what we believe in. Go keep it moving. Stop.
Right. I thought the verses talk about, if say many gods, if say be many false prophets, if it was just Christian sanity, then the scripts wouldn't be true.
When the Gentiles do what's contained in the law, them not having the law or a law unto themselves, excusing or accusing one another. So just because you do something and you don't have this particular faith, if you do something that's righteous, it's still righteous under God's law. You just off. You see what I'm saying? That's just like somebody do something right and you know they've been wrong all their life. They still did a righteous act, but they still been wrong all their life too.
Right. All them acts got to be accounted for.
Right. Verse 6.
Got that?
Isaiah 51 verse 6. Lift up your eyes to the heavens and look upon the earth beneath. For the heavens shall vanish away like smoke, and the earth shall wax old like a garment, and they that dwell therein shall die in like manner.
Has any of this happened yet? Has the heavens vanished away like smoke? These are things that ain't even happened yet.
Right.
Come on, brother.
Like smoke, and the earth shall wax old like a garment, and they that dwell therein shall die in like manner. But my salvation shall be forever, and my righteousness shall not be abolished.
The righteousness of God will never be abolished. Right? When the heavens gonna vanish, the earth gonna wax old like a garment, but his righteousness will never be abolished. Come on, brother.
Verse 7.
Yeah.
Hearken unto me,
Listen unto me. Come on.
ye that know righteousness, the people in whose heart is my law.
Read it again. Read it again.
Hearken unto me, ye that know righteousness.
Ye that know what righteousness is. Right? Brad, what is righteousness? Those that what?
The people in whose heart is my law.
People in whose heart is the law of God. Those are the righteous. That's what righteousness is. The law of God.
Fear ye not the reproach of men. I'm going to say that right. Fear ye not the reproach of men. What? You don't celebrate Christmas? Boy, you've been celebrating Christmas all your life. Fear ye not the reproach of men, neither be ye afraid of their revilings.
Self-explanatory, right?
Yes, self-explanatory.
So according to what we just read, what is the righteousness of God?
The law.
The laws of God. They are righteous. All of them.
All right. And true.
You got that? You got that? 1 John 5:21.
Yes, sir.
Right. 1 Corinthians 8:4-5. And then we're gonna go to the next commandment, which is no graven images.
1 John chapter 5.
Let me read these first.
Okay, go ahead.
That's this one verse.
Go ahead, bro.
You want 1 Corinthians 8:4-5.
1 Corinthians 8:4-5. We run out of space, y'all, so we got to erase this right side of the board. I hope y'all got all this. Now we got to go into what the graven images is all about. The idol.
We still don't know the God.
Yeah, and trip off this though. All these are interlocked together though.
Yeah. They sure
Like
are.
you be doing one and you still in violation.
You're going to tumble right into the
You're
next.
going to tumble right to all of them.
Yeah.
It's crazy, man.
Break one, you break them all.
All right, you got that? 1 Corinthians 8, where we going first? 1 Corinthians 8:4-5. And we got 1 John 5:21. And then we off to the next one.
1 Corinthians chapter 8, verses 4. As concerning therefore the eating of those things that are offered in sacrifice unto idols, we know that an idol is nothing in this world.
Idol is nothing. Like we read in Jeremiah 10 about the tree. Don't be afraid of it. Right? But he still told you don't do it. But you don't get superstitious and be afraid of it. All right? So an idol is nothing. This is nothing. All these. These are false gods. Remember, the gods of the other nations are idols. Idols are nothing. Come on, bro.
And that there is none other God but one. For though there be that are called gods, whether in heaven or in earth, as there be gods many, and lords many.
Many gods, many lords. Come on.
But to us there is but one God,
Right.
the Father, of whom are all things, and we in him, and one Lord Jesus Christ, by whom are all things, and we by him.
Read verse 7.
Howbeit there is not in every man that knowledge.
Knowledge ain't in every man. Every man does not have the faith that you have. Come on, bro.
For some conscious of the idol, with conscience of the idol unto this hour eat it, as a thing offered unto an idol.
People know that they're practicing witches. Some people that know. Some people that don't know. Some people don't know the satanic connection to Easter and Christmas. Right? But there's some people that are straight witches that know. Look, this ain't got nothing to do with y'all. y'all in that Bible. It's us.
Right.
Come on, brother.
And their conscience being weak is defiled.
It's what?
Defiled.
You got that 1 John?
Yes, sir. 1 John chapter 8. Everybody get there.
Get there. Notice he said there are many gods, many lords. That's why the Most High say have no other gods.
And 5%ers take that wrong. But right after that it says, but you gonna die like me.
Yeah.
What's the song?
Yeah, they try to say that they're gods.
They do.
But guess what? You're gonna die like a man. And fall like one of the princes. They never come with that right. That's the very next verse.
1 John 5.
A lot of people, when Brother Kyrie was talking about the spirit of Egyptology.
No, 1 John 5. Verse
1 John, let up John in the back. We'll wait till everybody get there, you feel me? So you can see with your own eyes that we ain't just making up shit. 1
John chapter 5, verse 8. We're going to start at verse 8. That's why y'all heard 8. If I said 1 John 8, I apologize. Strike it from the record. Don't get lost in translation. All right, well, let's go to 1 John 5, verse 21. 20 and 21.
We're just reading about these idols or these other gods, which lead into graven images. Majority of the people up here got apocryphals. We're going to jump into this apocryphal next. If you don't, try to share it and listen along. But the apocryphal is part of the Bible. 1611 King James Bible, the apocryphal is in it. Some of us got 1611, some of us got the apocryphals up there, which means hidden. A lot of things in here that people, the powers that be don't want you to know. That's right. We're going to listen to
1 John chapter 5, verse 18. That's where we're going to start. What? 20, 21 you said? No,
Yeah.
start at 18. We start at 20 and 21.
I just want to hit them about the idols.
Yeah, let's
say
go right
the
to
New
it.
Testament too. Like Dre was saying, well, that's Old Testament. You feel me? Well, it's right in the New Testament as well. You start at 18.
1 John chapter 5, verse 18. I'm going to start there. We know that whosoever is born of God sinneth not, but he that is begotten of Yahweh keepeth himself, and that wicked one toucheth him not. Verse 19. And we know that we are of Yahweh, and the whole world lieth in wickedness.
The whole world live in what?
In wickedness.
The whole world. I thought Jesus did away with sin. There's no more sin, right? Why did this say the whole world lieth in wickedness? Come on, bro.
All right. Verse 20.
Yeah.
And we know that the Son of Yahweh is come and hath given us an understanding.
Giving us what?
Given us an
The
understanding.
God of this Bible is a God of knowledge. He wants you to have the understanding. Come on, brother.
That we may know him that is true. And we are in him that is true. Even in his Son, the Hamashiach Yahushua, Jesus Christ. This is the true God and eternal life. Let little children,
Come on.
keep yourselves from idols. Amen.
Keep yourselves from idols. Right in the New Testament.
That's how I got ushered into the world, right?
Numbers 25, 1 through 4. Another example of having another God. And we got to get into this second commandment. These things should be coming, y'all. I gotta be some time. You have to go in and get all these points here. Numbers 25, 1 through 4. Show you an example when Israel kept a feast of another God. What happened? What happened when Israel did this? The guys say, oh, it's just innocent, it doesn't matter. I overlook that. What really happened? What is this really about? See, the Lord, the Bible tells you the Lord is jealous. Jealous God. Numbers 25, 1 through 5.
Everybody there? Yeah. And Israel abode in Shittim, and the people began to commit whoredom with the daughters of Moab.
Get whoredom with the daughters of Moab. Alright? Come on, let's go into spiritual whoredom. This is what this is going into. Come on, bro.
And they called the people unto the sacrifices of their gods. And the people did eat and bowed down to their gods.
They called them on over. Come on over. I know it's just some food. It don't matter, right? People tell you, come on over. I got a plate for you right on over here. I know you don't celebrate there, but come on over. Here it is right here. We're just gonna eat. It's just food. It's just eat.
You ain't have to celebrate like us, but they did you to a feast for their God. Go ahead, bro.
And Israel joined himself unto Baal-peor, and the anger of the Lord was kindled against
That
Israel.
was the God of the Moabites. Alright? So Israel decided to start serving the God of another nation. We read Psalm 96, the God of the other nations are idols. So they decided they wanted to keep the feast of another God. Come on, brother.
And the Lord said unto Moses, take all the heads of the people and hang them up before the Lord against the sun,
God sounds harsh.
that the fierce anger of the Lord may be turned away from Israel.
The Lord was mad about that. I gave you feast days. I gave you the commandments of what you're supposed to do. What you doing keeping the orders of another God. Right?
Why did he say take the heads of the people? Because you're supposed to be watching out for them. You allowed them to go do that.
So the people called them to the feast of their God. All the gods of the other nations are idols. Whether it be this false image right here, we believe in Jesus the Christ in the Bible. That's what we believe in. This is not him though. It's a whole other God. How do we know that? A whole other set of doctrine. A whole other feast day. What's attached to him? Christmas, Easter. Thanksgiving. Is any of this in the Bible? Is any of this in the Bible? This is not a skin color thing. It's just the truth. What is the truth concerning the God of the Bible? You must love him in spirit and in truth. Is this the truth or a lie? That's a lie. You can't find this in scripture nowhere in the Bible concerning Christ, the Father, the angels, or the children of Israel. At all. So this is a lie right here. It's more than a picture. Everything that's attached to it that comes with it. All right? So they called our forefathers to the sacrifice of their gods, and our people showed up. It's just a little eating, right? It's all innocent, right? The Lord say, get rid of them for that.
Let's thank you, David.
You got some, brother?
Yeah, bro. And on some real stuff, bro, what you're saying is true. Like, everything attached to that, bro, is a straight lie. Like, you got to so forth as the Christmas where they talk about, like, the Santa Claus, when they get the kids to try to believe, like, this man bring you some Christmas presents on a sleigh and all that lies. And they got the eggs on Easter, where some bunnies or ladies. These all things you know as a basic person, like, this ain't really happening.
And Halloween, you
But
get to
then
live a
they
life.
attach it to that dude. It's a whole worship.
Yes,
And you know, some of these things are lie, but they attach it to our God and say, worship him.
Right.
They put a picture of
That was crazy.
worship.
We not even knowing we taking his name in vain when we do that.
Right.
Name don't mean what you saying off your lips. It means authority. His character. You taking the character of God in vain. Because you're attaching vain worship to him. Christ didn't die so you can tiptoe through the tulips and have an Easter egg hunt. It's not the Bible. Matter of fact, he said, remember my death till I come back. So you'll know how serious it was what I did for you. Right? So the things that we grew up doing, and we all grew up in, nothing personal, I grew up doing the same thing. Grew up under the Christmas tree. It's all asleep up under that thing.
You couldn't sleep at night
When you heard that, you knew what it was. Mama finna get the cookie.
Hey, no, mistletoe.
Johnny Hathaway had you tripped.
Hey, singing again is something that don't got life. You sing to the day before Christmas. You sing to the Christmas tree, old Christmas tree. Then you sing about to the mistletoe.
Hey, what's that mistletoe, man?
The Romans used to hang mistletoe, like say that they was homosexual. So say, him and him was together, he would come up, hold it over his head, and they would kiss each other. No, I have to say, it's a pagan custom. In which men used to get together on the Feast of Saturnalia. It's December the 25th in Rome.
And the point he's making is that we do things with no knowledge. We have no idea. We just do traditions of the Ku Klux Klan.
Romans 10.
It's for the kids.
Don't they get in a circle?
Get a circle. All right, let's get back to the commandments then. Okay, Exodus 20. We're going back there. We got to understand it. We got to understand what it means to have no other God before the Most High.
You don't want the wisdom of Solomon.
Everybody understand that?
Yeah, I guess on that one, when God told us angry, we ain't say hungry, right? Kill.
Yeah, to kill. Right, and the reason is like you will look at like, well, why is God so harsh like that? But he tell you in these same commandments, we're going to read, I am a jealous God.
Right.
Right? What kind of God you serve is jealous? Right? The brother said last week, the one that flooded the 8 worlds and spurred the 8
Flooded the world and spurred
or just in your own personal life. Right? You know, men, we got women up here. Come on, now you come home and a little jack horse from across the street laying with your woman. You not gonna be mad. You gonna be jealous. Boy, providing all this for her, the household and all that. But Hank down the street getting his own. You're going to be mad, right? So
his name, Hank. Hank, son? His name?
Anybody. So just like you can get jealous and get mad. You get mad because somebody messing with your phone. So we are the bride of the Lord. It tells you Jeremiah and his people are married to him. That's right. That covenant that went down is a marriage.
Yes, sir.
So we're joined to him. So for us to go flirting with another God, of course he would be mad. Of course. It's not innocent like people try to dress it up like it's innocent. We're going to have to answer for that. You're going to have to answer for that. Christ didn't die so you can do what you want to do. And worship how you want to worship. And then you trip off your feelings and be like, well, God would never do that. Listen, the Most High is not sitting on his throne running galaxies and quasars tripping off my feelings in St. Louis. It don't work like that.
Right. It does not work.
God ain't running no earth tripping off your feelings, mine, nobody's. Right? You gotta take it. In order for you to understand him, you gotta take yourself out of this. Lay your feelings down and read the scripture. You say, well, get out of the feeling. Yeah, get out of the feeling. Christ, remember Christ is going to get crucified? He said, Lord, if you can, let this pass.
Right. If it be any other way, let it be so.
Hey, Most High told me, get on up there.
But we say, right,
get on up there.
Your will be done.
Let your will be done. Right? So he had to take himself out of it.
Right.
Like, Lord, look, these the Romans that Daniel and them was prophesying about. They ain't no joke. Right? But hey, let your will be done. He had to take himself out. It ain't about the feelings. It's about what thus saith the Lord.
And what Mally was saying is that what he did when he was talking about being up under that Christmas tree, that was out of ignorance of not knowing. His parents didn't know not to teach him that. But see, the difference is now that we do know, we don't go back to that. We don't have to ride around everybody's house in this camp and check to see if there's lights on or what's going on. No, but once they come into their wisdom, knowledge, and understanding of the truth, we don't go back to those things.
Yeah.
We turn away from the things, and we walk away, and we look back and see how detestable that they were.
That's what
how
repentance
ignorant that they are. And how now they make sense. Yeah, ain't no such thing as no white man riding around.
All of us did that.
You know, they don't make sense. No sense to eggs and bunnies and everything else. But we do know they're witches and warlocks. But we don't go back and partake in that. You know, so that's the understanding.
Or even if you just look at the word Santa Claus.
Satan Claus.
There are clauses. I mean, if you sign a contract before, every contract has a clause in it. It's an agreement. Right? Santa and Satan is spelled the same way. Just put the N at the end. It's Satan's agreement you partaking in. That's why when we read Jeremiah 10 earlier, learn not the way of the heathen. They chop trees down and deck them with gold and silver. Because it's a whole satanic ritual behind it. You think the Lord is being mean. Oh, you don't want nobody to have fun. You don't even know. He let you know, look, I created all this. I know what's good for it. You don't. You're a child.
How you gonna tell the earth what's good and what's not?
Taking fun from the kids.
That's what they say now. Now you the devil, you taking fun from the kids.
No, but because we giving our children instruction. That's right. And they learn easy, man. They little babies. You know, I tell my little daughter all the time, look, don't do that. That's wicked. And they sponge it, so they'll soak it in. Come back around when they see no TV 30 minutes later because they loop the same commercial. That is wickedness. That's wicked. Man, she learned that quick. It's us that we get old and get stuck in our mindset and be like, oh no, see, You really want to do that. So all you do is just tell the babies, and they be like, oh, okay, keep the party going. I'm having fun somewhere else, I ain't tripping.
Hey, and this is what I'm going to read is an angel Ariel having a conversation with Ezra. And this is Ezra trying to sit and wants to understand and trying to get on the Most High level. And this is what the Most High tells him. He said,
Paul, chapter and verse.
Chapter and verse be 2nd Ezra chapter 4, or also verse 1 right quick. It say, and the angel that was sent unto me, whose name was Uriel, gave me an answer and said, thy heart has gone too far in this world, and thinkest thou to comprehend the ways of the Most High? Then said I, yea, my Lord. And he answered me and said, I am sent to show thee 3 ways, and to set forth 3 simulations before thee, whereof if thou can declare me one, I will show thee also the ways that thou desire to see.
And check this out, what our brothers read is Ezra. Ezra is in the regular Bible too. He's a prophet, he's a priest. And he was in captivity in ancient Babylon. He was crying out to the Lord, Lord, why is it like this? He had so many questions. All the questions everybody in this room had, I'm pretty sure. But read that apocrypha about Ezra. And everything he asked the Lord cracked his head with it. So he was like, oh, I didn't know you was coming off like that. He cracked his head with the answers. Like, if you can do this, I'll answer you. And Ezra was like, man, look, you know can't nobody do that. 2nd Ezra chapter, what you had 4?
Chapter 4.
Go ahead, finish it off.
2nd Ezra chapter 4. It say, whereof if thou can declare me one, I will show thee also the ways that thou desire to see, and I shall show thee from whence the wicked heart cometh. And I said, tell on,
Lord. Go ahead,
tell on. That's what I want to hear. Then said he unto me, go thy way. Way of me the way of fire.
Give me the way of fire. Put that on the schedule. Weigh some fire up for me. That's what the Lord telling Ezra. Since you got all these questions, weigh me some fire up. Come on.
Or measure me the blast of the wind.
You measure me the blast of wind. Come on.
Or call me again the day that is past.
Bring me back yesterday.
What?
You asking all these questions, surely you can do this if the Lord telling Ezra. You asking all these questions, surely you know how to do these. Come on, brother.
Then answered I and said, what man is able to do that?
Lord, you know ain't nobody do that. Come on now. What the Most High say though? Ask.
That thou should ask such things of me. And he said unto me, if I should ask thee how great dwellings are in the midst of the sea.
You know how many great dwellers are in the midst of the sea? No, because they only can go down so far.
Exactly.
They don't even know how big space is. Right. Let alone the depth of the ocean. They get too deep, pressure crack the tree. Yep. So the Lord asked him, what he asked him? How many openings or what?
He said unto him, if I should ask thee how great dwellers are in the midst of the sea, or how many springs are in the beginning of the deep, or how many springs are above the firmament.
How much water is above the heavens? That creation, he divided the waters from above and beneath. How many waters is above the heavens, which is the firmament? Come on, brother.
Or which are the outgoings of paradise.
Show me the entrances and exits to paradise. Going to be. Come on.
Pre-advantage thou would have say unto me, I never went down into the deep.
Right. I never been down. Come on.
Nor as yet into hell. Neither did I ever climb up into heaven. Nevertheless, how have I asked thee but only of the fire and wind and of the day wherethrough thou hast passed?
Lord, like I asked you small things and you can't do them. Feel me? Of course you can't name me what's going on in the heavens and the depth of the sea. Well, call me the day that's past. Measure me fire out. Measure me blast of wind. Go ahead, finish it off, because he cracked his head with it. Cracked his head with the axes.
And of things from which thou cannot be separated, and yet cannot thou give me not answer of them? Huh? He said, moreover unto me, thy own things, and such are as grown up with thee, cannot thou not know? How should thy vessel then be able to comprehend the ways of the highest, and of the world being now outly corrupt, to understand the corruption that is evident in my sight? Then said I unto him, it was better that we were not at all, than that we should live still in wickedness, and to suffer, and not to know wherefore. He answered me and said, I went into a forest, into a plain, and the tree took counsel, and said, come, let us go and make war against the sea.
Trees gonna make war against the sea, huh? Okay, come on.
That it may depart away before us, and that we may, and that we may make us more woods. The floods of the sea also in like manner took counsel, and said, come, let us go up and subdue the wood of the plain, that there also we may make us another country. The thought of the wood was in vain, for the fire came and consumed it. The thought of the flood of the sea came likewise to naught, for the sand stood up and stopped it. If thou wert judge now between these two.
So he telling Ezra, judge between these two. You feel me? The tree try to go make war with the water so they can make more wood. It's vain. Water try to go make war with the trees. Make more water. Sand stand up. Vain. So he telling Ezra, well, who was right? You judge. Right? Keep on reading.
Who would have thou begin to justify?
Who would you justify, the trees and the water? Right. Huh? Come on.
Or whom would thou condemn? I answered and said, verily it is a foolish thought that they both have devised.
Both of them is tripping. Come on.
For the ground is given unto the wood.
The ground is given to the trees, right? Come on.
And the sea also have his place to bear his flood.
Right. The water is where it's at. Right. Come on.
Then answered he me.
What did he say?
And said, thou hast given a righteous judgment.
You gave a righteous judgment, but what?
But why judgest thou not thyself also?
You don't judge yourself also. Right. Right? You was given into this world for a specific purpose and time. Why you don't judge it for yourself and your people as well? He gave you the parable about the trees and the water, each one trying to take over each one. He's like, well, look, it was foolish for both of them to think that. Well, why you ain't thought about that about yourself and your people? Crack his head, man.
My question I have to get the full understanding is like, you know, he did the same thing with Job when Job was going through his stuff, and he told, when Job questioned him, and he said, you know, where was thou when I laid the foundations of the earth and all these things? What I'm not understanding is, what was it about Ezra, the way that he questioned the Father, for him answering like that?
Well, you for real, the whole book of 2nd Ezra is question. So you have to read into the rest of the chapters.
How did it start off?
Because he was talking about his people like they was in captivity in Babylon. So he's like, Lord, these heathens are ruling over us. They ain't never kept your command. Why do they get the pass and we don't? Right? So then the Lord started chopping them like, look, I told you this was what it was. That whole book of 2nd Ezra, everybody in this room probably got a question that Ezra was asking.
Right.
Like, I'm talking about question. Why the Lord didn't make it all at one time? Why did he make the devil? Why did he this? Why did he that? He showed them the reason why he did all that. Right? And let them know what it was. He did. So So, I mean, it's excellent reading. We don't got time to read all of it. But it came down because Israel was complaining about our captivity.
The bottom line, I see it now. See, the bottom line is the Lord's like, why are you asking me this when I already gave you the answer?
I gave you the answer.
Stand, statute, judgments, and laws. Y'all chose not to keep them. I ain't trouble. Right now you don't see why you're in trouble.
Right.
Hey, what was that? 1 Corinthians, what?
Let's get this Exodus 20. We're going to Exodus 20.
What was it? 1 Corinthians, what?
Graven images. Commandment number 2 is no graven image.
I think it was 7.
These are graven images or carved images. And there's many more than this.
6, not 7.
Oh, yes.
We always go here just to show the people that we are visual
Go
people.
ahead. First 6, not 7.
We are a visual people. That's why we got this board up. So you can understand. We're going to read Exodus 20. And we got to get into this apocrypha about what spiritual fornication is. Because this is what it leads to. This right here, a picture that you claim is so innocent. This is innocent, what does it mean? You don't have no fun, do you? I ain't stopped kicking this since I found out the truth. We kick it all the time. It's just a line we can't cross, man. Alright, let's get to Exodus 20. You got that?
Yep, I got it.
Exodus 24 through 6. Commandment number 2. No graven images. We went over to no other gods. No rituals to other gods. No commandments of no other gods. None of that. And then when you associate those rituals with the God of the Bible, as if having another God before him.
What was that talking when he said idolatry is the beginning of spiritual fornication?
We're going there with Solomon chapter 14. We're going there next after we read this because it brings all this to life. Right. It'll blow your mind, you know what I'm saying, the understanding that's behind all these graven images. Now, man, trip off there, we ain't gonna have no black image of Christ up either.
Who, Denzel?
Right. Billy Denzel. Sidney Porter. So all the women can lust after them. Right. These are just teaching purposes. See that we not have no graven image of both. And supposed to worship him in spirit and in truth. Alright? You got that? Exodus 20?
Yes, sir.
Got that? Let's get it.
Exodus 20, verse 4. Thou shalt not make unto thee any graven image.
Or a carved image. Come on.
Or any likeness of anything that is in heaven above. Or that is in the earth beneath. Or that is in the water under the earth.
Check this out. They always got graven images of little baby angels, naked, flying, right? It's built in churches. Y'all ever been inside the Vatican? They got a video on YouTube called Vatican, the House of Horrors. Man, they got all type of wicked, perverted stuff going on.
They also got what they call the Black Madonna and her baby.
Yeah, they all that
stained glass.
It's still wicked. It's the point. You know what I'm saying? The ancient world, I don't know Christ was black as people. But they got black images of their gods up, Zeus and Apollo and all that, all up in the Vatican. The so-called Mother Church, right? Breaking the commandment right off the bat. You ain't gonna have no graven images of anything that's in heaven above, on earth, or beneath the earth.
I get a question. Little fish
That cross on.
That's the fish of Dagon.
Yeah.
Just fish. Yeah, they still wear the mitre hat. Right. That's the fish head of Dagon. Philistine god. It's a fish god.
Angels, fishes, crosses.
That's her.
That Starbucks symbol without the pentagrams. Her hands is like little fish hands.
Yeah, little fish hands.
Just to see this thing is ever increasing, ever learning. I had this question in my mind the other day when I was driving, and here's the answer to it. We just read it says, no graven images, meaning that nothing is made, you know, with an idol made with hands, you know, like a statue, right? But it also clears it up by saying, or any likeness. This is where the pictures come in. So we know that this is a picture, but it covers that in here. It says, or any likeness of any. So that it don't have to be a statue that you sit up, you know, on your desk like this. It says a likeness, and this is what anything.
The word was crazy. If you read the Bible, you know Christ sits on the right hand of the Father in the heavens. What are you doing making an image of it? Right? This would be violation of the commandment. Christ is walking around pumping a graven image.
Talking about this me.
This me. Back in my glory days, dog. Well, this is my father.
You want to see a picture of me when I was in high school?
Come on, let's get it.
right. Thou shalt not make unto thee any graven image or any likeness of anything that is in heaven above, or that is in the earth beneath, or that is in the water under the earth. Thank you very much.
Are you the fish symbols? Oh, that's because he said be fishers of men. You don't know that that's a symbol to another god? They god, the god of the Philistines? The fish god.
Fish God.
You don't even know that those things we destroyed for lack of knowledge. You have no understanding.
What type of fish is it?
What kind of fish?
I'm just saying. I'm just saying.
Awful fish.
Catfish.
Straight from the Mississippi.
Come on, brother. Let's get it. Let's stay on point. Let's get it.
Thou shalt not bow down thyself to them, nor serve them.
Because with the picture comes a body of notes. Right? So it's deeper than just the picture. Now you get into the service of that image. Bowing down to it. Serving it. Come on.
For I, the Lord thy God, am a jealous God.
See that? The Lord's jealous. Like you would be jealous.
Hey, hold it down over there, y'all.
Come on.
A little tired. Alright. I'm a jealous God, visiting the iniquities of the fathers upon the children unto the third and fourth generation of them that hate you.
So your sins can be passed off to your children. The Lord will pay you and your children back for that. That's why he always told us, make sure you raise your children in these commandments right here. Do this. That way when they get older, they can make a righteous decision, a wise decision. Because you ain't gonna be able to have them up under your roof forever.
That's right.
Right? When they can get out there in the world, they're gonna be faced with decisions. How do they know which decision is righteous and which decision is wicked? How would they know unless you taught them the measuring stick, the commandments? Come on, brother.
Verse 6. And showing mercy unto thousands of them that love me and keep my commandments.
He showed mercy to those that love him and keep his commandments. That's what the love of God is. The keeping of his commandments, right? So that's commandment number 2. Let's get into these graven images. Show y'all how serious it goes. Whoever don't have an apocrypha, listen along. I try to follow. The apocrypha is in the 1611 King James Bible. It's part of the Bible. It's not another book you're reading out of. Y'all got other books. It's part of the Bible. We're going to Wisdom of Solomon chapter 14 first. And it goes into the setting of these graven images and how it leads to spiritual fornication. You was thinking that fornication is just physical. Right? You never tripped off the spiritual aspect of it. Because you're married to God. You ain't even tripped off of it. And they don't even teach about spiritual fornication in churches at all. That's not just talking. Wisdom of Solomon, chapter 14. Go to verse 9. Read 9 and 9. Wisdom of Solomon. Y'all listen close if y'all don't have an apocrypha. This is major right here. And it's going to show you how serious these images are that we're setting up.
Can we start at 8?
Yep. Yes, we can. I didn't know it was a such thing as spiritual fornication until I read this. Boy, blew my mind. What? Are you serious?
The skinny is up.
The skinny is up. The skinny is up. Same people may be calling you a fornicator or guilty of it themselves. See that? They're not even knowing all this leads to spiritual fornication. Worship of another God. Trip off the word in this though. It's going to blow your mind. Let's get it. We there? If you ain't there, listen. We're in chapter 14. Chapter 14. We're going to start at verse 8. We're going to read on out. And then we need to go into 15 and a couple verses too. Breaks it right on off and show you that, look, today you would be thinking, oh, it's just a picture, it's innocent. You don't know the spiritual significance behind it. Because it destroys your understanding. If you thinking this is Jesus, every time you get into some trouble, what picture pop in your mind? And had you known this is the devil, that's the deceiver. Devil means deceiver. This guy was a homosexual. His name is Caesar Borgia. He was a homosexual, a poisoner. He laid with his sister Lucretia. Right. His daddy was the Pope, Rodrigo Borgia. They got a Showtime show on Showtime called The Original Crime Family. Look it up. It's about them.
Caesar Borgia, he also killed his stepbrother so he could sleep with his sister.
Yeah. See, this guy's not Christ. Michelangelo painted this cat. 1,500 years after Christ, the real one, died and resurrected. So who was this posing for the picture? He's a historical guy right here. He actually lived. nowhere near righteous. He was put up as Christ over the rest of the black indigenous people of the earth. Because now it was time for them to take back over. Renaissance. Before then, just to show y'all a quick picture. Before then, everybody in Europe, Russia, even to this day, black. This right here is called icons, masterpieces of Russian art. Russia. 15th, 16th century. What they got in there? Let me show y'all something. Show y'all something. It's late. Look at this, man. Blew my mind when I looked at this.
We ruled Europe for what, 1,000 years?
Look at this right here, y'all.
See, icons or what?
It's called Icons, Masterpieces of Russian Art by Olga A. Polyakova.
That's
Russian.
That's not a Negro.
This is a depiction of Philip the Disciple right here. It's on the walls in Russia. And this right here is Christ, his father, and his mother looking for him at the age of 12. On the walls in Russia. What they know, you don't know. What they know, you don't know. The whole world know Christ was black and his people are people of color. The whole world know that.
The time Michael and Hitler was going off about
Yeah. You got that?
Yeah.
What you got a picture you want to pull out there?
And they iconoclast the images. So if you see an image of a person, you be like, this is a brother. And they be like, hold on.
What you say, Fred? Fred, speak up, brother. Wait, Fred.
And he was going off about the Jews, you know what I'm saying? That's why he was killing them, because he knew that they weren't true people, you know what I'm saying? They was like, you know what I'm saying, like bankrupting all the Germans, you know what I'm saying, putting them in poverty, you know what I'm saying? And they like revolted against their blood, you know what I'm saying? Hitler tried to protect them all out. But he was just showing right here on his finger that, you know what I'm saying, all the black people, he said, like the Orientals, they call us Orientals, you know what I'm saying? Those were the true Jews, the true people around God. Those people went up with bad.
Yeah. It says that a bastard should dwell in Ashdod. Tell you that in the Bible.
Hitler was a Rothschild.
Yeah, he was. Check this out. This is a depiction of Mary's, the mother of the Messiah. This is a depiction of her parents. See the afros? Oh man, somebody been lying. These been on the